Well, that didn't want to work for me. I had to boot everything. My browser was blocking my camera. So, good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, the 8th of April, and I'm in my studio right now. I'm going to be working on orders. I've got some things to press in the other room. I've got some orders to cut this morning. We've got half of a trailer to go through for a storage unit that we won a couple days ago. That video will be up in a couple weeks. That's how far behind I am on everything. But so that's what I am up to right now. We've got all of our soap setting and ready. The Verdi Fair booth is paid for. That's what I left for right after the last time. I've got a Ranch Babes market that's coming up. That's on the 26th of April, Sunday, the 26th of April. So I'll be at that. There's 64. I just saw 64 people, vendors at that one. That's a big one. So we'll be pressing some more shirts to get our inventory up for that. But yeah, we've got a ton of stuff going on. I've got a disaster in my studio, which happens, unfortunately. So that's kind of part of it. But right now I'm just working on some different license plates. I've got one that needs to go out second day today. So I'll be getting that so they can get that on Friday. It's a 4-H group or FFA group, I guess it is. Hey, Jamie, how are you? Good morning. I was just going over my whole list of things. We've got Verdi Fair is paid for. That was an $800 booth. So we've got that one paid for. That's at the end of the month. It's the last Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And part of that is beginning of May. It's that last week of April. So we'll be going to that. I've got Ranch Babes on the 26th of April. I was just saying that. And that one is a huge vendor show that's here. It's on a Sunday. So Larry's going to help me set up the booth before he and Grayson go to church, and then they're going to come back. Thank you, Jamie, for sharing it out. So we've got that activity. Like I said, I've got some orders. But the most important thing today is I am running to Costco this afternoon with my mom. After I get these orders ready, I have to send some license plates second day to a FFA group. I'll get those pressed printed and pressed this morning. I'm going to Costco, and I'm picking up a bunch of snackies. We started a program called Boxes for Troops. And this Sunday, we've got what's called a packing party. We get involved with our town here to do that. My sister, my mom, and I got a website going and all sorts of things. So we've got 23 names of different guys that are in sand right now that need gifts from home. So that's what we're going to be working on today. But I have to run the Costco. We've got a pretty decent budget for that. We've had people donate and drop stuff off and drop money off and all that. So we're going to go and get a bunch of those items. And then we have our local American Legion, as well as our Elks group. And a few other people are coming on Sunday afternoon after church to get these boxes packed up. We've got, like I said, 23 names. We'll probably pack up about 15 boxes or so and get those solid, ready to go. And then we'll be doing another, one of the local high school English classes, senior English, wrote letters for us. Teacher, like I said, I live in a small town, so everybody gets involved. But the teacher actually emailed our gun shop, because we've got, a firearm and cigar shop as well as my business. They emailed when we had posted originally about a month ago and asked, can we write letters? And we're like, yes, absolutely, write letters, please. So we've got those to pack up. We've got all sorts of little hard candies and snacks and that, and we're going to go get some more today. So that's going to be on our list of business things to do. I am busy, and you know what? It's part of, I have to put it this way. I am severe ADHD. And so for me, I mean, you can see by my crazy disorganization right here. That's part of it too. But I have to stay busy, or It's the whole idle hands get into trouble, and mine do. So I stay super busy on purpose. We do about 25 vendor shows a year for our stuff. Like here's one that's going out today. Thank you for supporting local FFA. It looks like it might be backwards to you guys. I promise it's not. But this is what we do constantly. I'm always on the go and doing. So to give you an idea, so this last week, I see someone else join, but I don't see who it is. So say hello. Make sure you say hello if you come in here. Last week we won 2 storage units here. I actually got a call from the location, asked me if I would clean out a third, and the third is not. It's just got a few pieces of furniture, but there's a dresser and a nightstand in there. And I always love looking inside of those because people leave jewelry and money and all sorts of other things. But Grayson and I cleaned out a storage unit yesterday, finished cleaning it out. I guess that was Monday, Sunday afternoon, and then Monday. Unfortunately, 95% of the storage unit was garbage paper, but we did find some silver coins at the very end. So I'm really excited about that. We got to go get those priced. We started listing things on Facebook Marketplace yesterday. So we're constantly doing as part of our business, as part of our family. Yeah, it's just I stay busy. I'm not looking forward to Larry retiring. There was a few antiques in there. We actually just listed a vintage set of gold-plated, 24-karat gold-plated silverware, goldware, cutlery. I guess is the way to put it. It wasn't a complete set, but we did get that listed today online. We're just trying to build up. I have to reach in all different things in order to make sure that, all of my kids have everything they need and have businesses to fall back on. So we have income coming in all different directions between our regular business, all of our online shops. And I was looking this morning and I noticed my Galilee shop I put on vacation and I never turned it off. I just realized it. Hello, Vintage Style by Joe. Check her out. Jamie, check her out. She's awesome. So definitely, we look at all those kind of things, but we thought, Larry looked at me and said, so did you just buy $250 worth of somebody else's garbage? And I said, yes. We had 95% paperwork from vintage, it was 1960s on. It was every piece of mail this guy had, and it wasn't in good condition. It wasn't like I could box up different ads and sell those. It was horrible. I will tell you, it was absolutely horrible. We were just digging through an inch of dust, and yeah, I was not a happy camper. We'll just give you that much with that whole setup. The storage unit looked amazing from the pictures because we do online auctions, so we can only see what we can see in the pictures. I will tell you, I did pull out some things. Like I said, it was 95% just garbage. But we did pull out some tax receipts that we found. Like I said, saved everything from the 1960s on, but we found a 1951, 52, 53, and 54 tax receipt from San Bernardino, California for their house, in great condition. That was one of the only things. It was in a cigar box and a shoe box, and we did find a wedding ring set. So that paid for my unit, which was great because, like I said, Larry looked at me and said, did you just buy $250 worth of garbage? Because we came home, our first trailer was 3/4 full of garbage bags, and we had gone through every piece of paper. We were digging through boxes and throwing away as we're going. A lot of it was business items from this guy owned multiple construction companies and trucking companies. So lots of ADOT things that weren't worth, anything at all. So that video won't be this Thursday. It'll be the following Thursday. So just watch for that one. We may actually break that into 2 videos because it was so long. Good morning. Who is he? Famal and Fords. That's who I see in here now. So welcome. So yeah, so it's, it's always interesting when you buy a storage unit. And this is something that Grayson and I do together. This is hers and my thing that we do. She makes money off of it. I make money off of it. We go do things together. This pays for us going out to lunch. This pays for other things. We keep an envelope in our safe that is our storage unit money. I hate saying it's gambling because you never know what you're going to get. We've had some units where we have not broken even. We have some units where we lost all of the money that we put forward. But this one, it looks like we will probably bring in about $2,000, which is great because, like I said, it was a lot of work, a lot of things. Grayson's saving for a car. She just got a job at our local ranch, so I lose her in the mornings. She's doing her schoolwork in the afternoons. So we kind of do this on the side, but we found some silver coins in here. We found that wedding ring set. That was about it on this one. So you look at those and you're like, oh my gosh, is it worth it? It's a lot of work, I will tell you. So with a storage unit, there's about 5 or 6 different websites we check every morning just to see if there's anything local, because we live pretty far out. We're 30 minutes from Prescott, Arizona. We are 2 hours from Flagstaff or from Phoenix. So if we win one down there, it has to be a 5x10 or smaller because that's what my trailer holds, and I'm not going to rent a U-Haul. And it's a long drive, and it's gas prices right now. We try and stay at Prescott in our area, Prescott Valley. Sometimes we go to over the hill to Camp Verde, Sedona, and that's about an hour and a half drive for us as well. So we just kind of watch what the gas prices are doing, what looks great in the unit. We look for units that have construction, only because we use the tools and the wood and that for our regular business. But if one of the kids calls and said, hey, Mom, I need bar stools, we look for units that have that. And then we watch our prices. So that's what we've been doing. We've been doing this for a couple of years now, but we only started videoing last year. And then we re-put some of our older videos on. But we're hitting units now. So all the upcoming videos are all going to be current, happening right now. So we ended up with 2 units at the same location. So the first one will drop here in a couple days. That unit had just a few things in it. It had a paintball gun, which saved us. We sold the paintball gun for the same amount that we bought the unit for. And then mostly everything else we donated. I think there's 8 bags, big garbage bags full of clothes that we'll be donating to a women's shelter. And we tend to do that. And then we pull out anything we do a dollar yard sale twice a year. And the dollar yard sale is all for anything. It's literally because I have no connection to the items, we throw out furniture for $1. We throw out kitchen appliances for $1. Everything is $1. And we do that. That just kind of counters our, the prices that we're paying for the units, because we don't make a ton. We go through and pull anything that's worth money out. And so, for instance, the smaller unit had the paintball gun in it. And I want to say that's about it. There was an air fryer that Grayson was going to clean up. Good morning. Is that Whistle Stop? Is that who I see? Sorry, you know what? I need to just put my glasses on and I can read better. Whistle Stop. It's so good to see you. This, I'm getting, I don't know. I can just leave it at that. I can't see anymore. I'm getting old. So I've got these specifically that are set to this computer that I can read everything from where I'm sitting back in my computer in my studio. Those stay on my desk. But yeah, man, I'll be 49 in 2 weeks. And I tell you that all of a sudden my eyes are like, hello. So yeah, kind of crazy. But yeah, so Grace and I pulled this unit. We were really, I'm very disappointed. There was a dryer in it. My dryer was dying. And that was one of the things I was like, oh, well, I get a $50 dryer out of it. Haven't plugged it in yet to see, but we'll see here today. There was like a jewelry box that was one of those jewelry box mirror cabinets that you open up. There was no jewelry in it. It was just a jewelry box. See, Jamie knows what I'm talking about. Do you have to wear reader glasses too, Jamie? Like all of a sudden, like I said, I just started wearing reader glasses. So the jewelry box, Grayson's like, I really want that. So I've got to fix a hinge on it because it has the legs up and then it's like a mirror in the front. And one of the hinges is not there. So I'll have to order her a hinge for that. But she said she wanted to keep that. That's one of the things when we do the units is I call each of my kids and I'm like, hey, I've got this, and this. Do you want it? Or do you want me to list it online? And so like last night I had a whole list I sent to Shelby and she says, I don't need that, but Mom, I'll take that. And so I've got a box in the living room that's just for her. We found and it wasn't the Sears and Roebuck, or she wouldn't have got it because it was worth a whole lot more money, but it's a mushroom cookie jar and it was not by Sears and Roebuck. It was another one from the 70s. It's got a hairline crack fracture in it. But Shelby's my mushroom. She likes anything that's oddities. Her dining room looks amazing. She's got all these little skulls and that's her. But the mushroom, it's a cookie jar. It's just a real small one, like maybe like to keep tea bags or something. It's just little. But it's got mushrooms up the side and she was all excited, but it was made in like 1970. So she is super excited about that. It had a crack in the side of it, just a hairline fracture. So I couldn't sell it. But I didn't want to throw it away if it was something that she wanted. And she's like, yes, I will take it. She's actually going to put a plant in it, she said. And I'm like, how fun and cute. So she can drop her plant into it, have the lid to the side and use it for something else. So that's what Shelby's doing. But that's what we do with our kids. So with Griffin, anything that Shelby passed up on last night, I messaged him and I'm like, hey, I've got a plug-in, electric skillet, a big one, and he hasn't responded back. He was at work when I contacted him. So I'll get a hold of him today. He's actually off today. So I'll get a hold of him today and see if he wants that. I'm always looking for, little kid clothes because we've got all these little grands running around now. So we always, double check. And then anything that the kids don't want, we just go ahead and put online. Like Berlin always gets dibs on anything Legos. That's just him. He's 20 years old. He still plays with Legos. So those are the things, but we did find a couple cool things in there. There was a 1940s wedding dress. When I talked to the storage unit place, they said I can either choose to leave that for the family or not. And I told them I'm going to take it with me. If the family contacts them about it, I will give it up. I'm not going to, hold on to something that's of value. But this family, they've contacted for the last like 5 or 6 months and there's been zero contact. So we left 2 huge boxes of family photos and trophies and that kind of thing, birth certificates, military records. There was a folded military flag. So we left those for them. But the wedding dress, I went ahead and I moved. We actually rent a storage unit at the same facility. So we just put it into our storage unit. And I said, just let me know if they contact you. And I'll bring that over. But I didn't want them. Storage unit facilities will throw things away after 2 weeks once the units are sold or so. Sometimes it's a week, sometimes it's a month. This unit said 14 days is what they give the people to contact back again. They've left messages. And I told them straight up, I said, I don't want this, 100-year-old wedding gown to be thrown in the garbage. And they said, no problem. Just you let us know. But we do collect anything as we're going through. We pull any photos we find. We pull anything that is of, ashes. We found ashes that it's just heartbreaking to me. But I always tell the facilities, for the ashes, we'll contact, don't throw them away. I will take care of getting them taken care of. We just call one of the local funeral homes and they let us know what to do with them. The folded flags, I always let the facilities know if the people don't pick it up, let me know and I'll take it to the American Legion and have them take care of it. It's just one of those things where I know that if I were in a hard time, I would love for someone to take care of my loved ones in that way. So we don't keep any of the photos, any personal items like that. But the things of value, we always make sure, if it's a personal item like the wedding dress, I don't want it to get thrown away. But at the same time, I'm like, I live in the antique capital of Arizona. Someone will buy a vintage wedding dress from me if I put that on sale. So I just want to make sure that it's not tossed. But at the same time, I'm very funny, but like the wedding rings that we found, that was in a totally different box in a different section of the unit. It was just a little box and it was a big diamond ring and it was a double. And so we pulled that out. That's something that they don't ask for back because that's the value that you're doing when you're pulling these units. So, yeah, you know what, Jamie, it's one of those things that some of these guys just throw everything away personal. I guess maybe I just have a feeling for these people and sometimes you just lose a unit and it's a little bit out of your control. So we just make sure that if there's something that's of value that is a family heirloom, we hang on to it ourselves because we don't want it tossed. But if it's photos, I can't do anything with somebody else's family photos. I mean, there's a few that I could have pulled out of this one that were in the 100-year-old range that we could have done something with. But those go back to the family immediately. If they get thrown away, they get thrown away. I mean, but that's because they're not contacting the facility that they lost their unit at. I want to say this unit, well, some of the dishes that we saw, there was newspapers that were wrapped around them from the 1980s and 90s. So they had been wrapped for a long time. Unfortunately, we did not get a set of dishes. There was not anything that was of great value in there. In the dish, there's no vintage Pyrex or I always look for hens and you can come in. She's standing in my doorway. She's like, hey. So this is the one who's addicted to storage units. I like storage units. She likes digging through everything. It's so funny to watch her. She gets so mad when it's something like, this is all business papers. And she gets very upset. So yeah. Are you ready for work?
Yeah.
Okay. She is working at the same ranch. Yeah, see the old photos. Joe, I totally get that. Hey, Jamie says hello. She says, what? What? So Jamie said hello.
Oh,
hello. I know the old photos can be used in junk journals. I just don't want to take something that somebody, a family member could possibly take. And that's part of the deal when you do these storage units is there's always a contract at the bottom of the auction, and it'll tell you specific things. The units will go in, the unit managers will go in if they see specific items and remove them. So something like, if a lot of times in different states and there's different laws in different states. So just know that, but they'll go in and they'll say, oh, let's say we see a car, there's a car in there. They'll run the VIN number. And if there's a lien on the car, they'll put in the contract, everything but the car is for sale. So you go clean, got the hiccups. You go clean out the unit and you have to leave the vehicle that's in there, but you can take anything on the vehicle or inside the vehicle itself. Or some states require you to turn in firearms. Our state, it says that, but I talked to our local police chief and he said, nope, bring them down. We'll check the serial numbers, make sure that they're not on a wanted or stolen list, and then they're yours. So it just kind of, it's hit or miss on the different state laws. So other states require you to turn in all alcohol that you find. Sometimes it's just the stuff you can see from the front door, and they'll tell you that we see such and such guns or alcohol or whatever explosives in the front corner, that's not for sale. And they'll tell you that. So just kind of hit or miss. We have not found any workable firearms in any of our units. And we've been doing this for a couple years. Yeah. So is mine. That's how I grew up. My family owns a gun store. So for us, that's, you know, I always look at those kind of things. We have had a couple that we thought we had some firearms in. I had a broken BB gun in one. That unit we actually made zero money on. We actually lost money on that one. Larry looked at me and said, that's funny. So, and he went down with me. He's like, yeah, there's all those boxes. All the boxes were empty. I can't say a staged unit. It was a little old man and the family went through everything and put empty boxes back. So it wasn't staged by the unit company. It was staged by the family. I think we paid $250 for that one. And that one, yeah, that one was a complete loss. So, yeah, I have to build back up every time. We put up to $1,000 in our envelope. Right now we're at zero because I bought 2 units back to back. And Larry's like, what are you doing? But Jamie says she's originally from PA. See, so you're all the way on the other side. I'm telling you, I'm a West Coast girl completely. I was born in Southern California and my parents moved me to Arizona when I was a little girl. So I've been here a long time in the West Coast. So yeah, so we've got at least 2, if not 3 videos. Those will drop on Thursdays. So the next one is just, we called it the misspelled unit. It had some Christmas decorations. It had tons of clothes and bags. We bought it because it was really inexpensive. We tend to find small things. There was probably $100 worth of the dollar items that we will sell at our dollar auction. I mean, our dollar yard sale. And then there was, like I said, that paintball gun that covered, and there was about $20 in change. I love the change when we find it. We have a couple of the counter. I don't know if you've seen them. They're piggy banks with a electronic counter on the top. So we just put them in as we're going. So we kind of get a feel for if there's a few, you know, handfuls of change. If it's a big bucket, we'll sit at home and do that, not on camera. So both of those units we got money out of. One had about $15 in just loose change. One had $20 in loose change. But that big unit that we just did, so the second one with the wedding dress in it, there was $85 in rolled coins. We've already gone through. There was 1 silver quarter in that, which is worth about over $10 just on that 1 quarter. So we pulled that out, replaced the quarter, but there was $85 in rolled. So yeah, so Jamie's got one of those counters. I love taking those when we go to units because we can keep track as we're going. So we clear it out, we start it up again. So it starts at 0 when we go to a unit, and we just drop our change in as we're going. So by the end of the video, we know exactly how much money we've got. So, so like I said, we made our $210 back. We haven't sold everything. We haven't sold anything yet. I will tell you that. I still have half of a trailer to unload. But we'll make our $210 back with no problem on that unit. Thank goodness. After, like I said, I got scolded by Larry for buying it at first. We're two very different personalities. He is Mr. Vulcan. He's very logical, and this is how this is done. And if you can't see it, it's not there. And then there's me that I'm like, oh, let's just buy this. So we go back and forth, and he just rolls his eyes. So he did not help me with this unit. He did not agree with this unit. And now he's like, oh, I guess I could have helped afterward, because I came home and I handed him the wedding ring and I said, would you marry me all over again? And he goes, well, maybe. He opens the wedding box and he goes, oh, this is 14 karat gold. Yeah, I guess I'd marry you all over again. So we kind of giggle about that. Hello, Lynn. How are you? But that's the goal, is we have to make our money back. So like I said, the one unit was $90. We had $20 in change. So that's going to go right into our big change bucket. We're saving that up for the whole year. So we'll see how much I have at the end of the year. We'll take it down to the coin runner. They've got one of those coin stars at our local bank. So at the end of the year, I told Grayson we will do a small trip off of what we earn off of all the change in the units. And so we keep track of that. So we're at about $50 so far this year. It's only April. We've only won 3 units down in Congress, Arizona. We still have all the rocks. So my girlfriend is going through rock by rock on those. She's going to sell them. She gets half. So that's kind of cool. So we're at about $50 for loose change. Anything that's rolled or paper change goes right into our safe. And at the end of the year, we go through it. That's how we do this. All silver goes into, I have this bucket that's just for silver. And so with the price of silver right now, I'm really thankful. But we did get an 1880s coin, a Morgan dollar that was in that unit. It was actually in the bottom of a photo box, just kind of tossed in there. There was a little safe that Grayson was so excited about opening. She took a hammer to it. It was just like a piggy bank safe. We never find closed safes. That's the other thing, is I don't bid on those. If you see a safe in a unit, that unit's going to go for over $1,000. And that's whether the safe is empty or not. You don't know until you get there. So we don't bid on anything that's like those big safes and stuff, because they tend not to have anything in it. Every once in a while they'll have, a BB gun or a pocket knife, but they don't have hardly anything. But this had just a little piggy bank safe. She took the hammer to that lock and popped that real quick, and it had some money in it, some silver. So she was real excited about that, just silver coins. She's a hoot to take with. She just, like I said, she's just about 16. She just has so much fun. She's working at a horse ranch with Berlin. They work at the same horse ranch. And she is the barn manager's assistant 2 days a week. And she is their waterer 2 days a week. They've got about 100 horses out there. Berlin does one section of stall cleaning for them. And so they both just go out there. He's been there we just started doing our lives. Yeah. He's been going out there every day for 3 years. So yeah. Lynn, we just started doing our lives again. For those who didn't know, our channel was hacked. We lost all of our subscribers. We lost our entire channel. Thank goodness I have backup drives. So we had some videos to back up. We're going to be doing this every week for, I don't know, half hour to an hour, depending on what I'm talking about. This week just happens to be all the storage units because that's what's on my mind. But we will have one Wednesday at the end of this month that I will just be live on my phone for a few minutes because we're setting up our booth over in Verde. Actually, it's the first day of the fair that day. So we may do just a live from there. It may not even be me talking. It may just be with our channel was KrisandLarry, and now it is KrisandLarry Homestead. We had to change it out. Like I said, we had a hacker that posted some things on our channel. YouTube deleted it 100%. When I contacted them, they said, oh, well. So we were monetized. We had 15,000 subscribers. It was horrible. And so we're back starting over. We made 300. I will tell you, I'm very, very excited. We have 300 subscribers. So thank you, everybody who has rejoined us. We're going to continue to post weekly. We've got actually a schedule that we put together that every Monday, if I have a video available, where is my schedule? I lost it. Here it is. Every Monday, if I have a recipe video, that'll be posted on Monday. Tuesdays, business. Wednesdays, about our homestead. Thursdays, all about storage units. Fridays are freeze dry. And Saturday is our canning and food preserving that's not freeze dry. So we've got a schedule. That doesn't mean that I will have those items posted. If I have a video, that's the day it'll drop. Unless I'm in a collab and, they assign the days. a lot of times. So we have a full, like we did the full, there's March, it was completely full. April, I'm filling in right now still. May, I've already got a calendar started for May. So I know what I'm working on. And then we've got, like I said, our regular business. We've got 4 different online shopping carts that we do all of our livestock and farm Christian decor. And so we work on that all the time. I actually sat down last night and watched a movie with Larry too, which is the first time in a long time. And then we've got our YouTube channel, we've got our Facebook and our Instagram that we do all the time. I have a TikTok. I don't like TikTok. I don't like the way the system is set up. So those are all different means that we make our money. And then we do whatnot auctions. We haven't done any in a while. We will be doing some more again coming up because we're starting to do storage units again. So yeah, Jamie, make sure you're posting. What I have learned over the years with YouTube is it doesn't matter how many videos a week you post as long as you're consistent. It's like I pick a time. So 3 p.m., that's when our videos post, period, 3 p.m. We post there'll be at least 2 every week, if not all 6. But make sure you're consistent with that. That's what I have learned with YouTube. My shorts, the best time for my shorts is 8 p.m. We've learned that. We played with all the different numbers again. And this last month I was posting 3 shorts a day, going throughout, trying to figure out, but 8 p.m. is when we'll be posting. 8 and 8:15 will be the 2 times if we do 2 shorts on one day. I make shorts off of every single thing. Yeah. So Jamie does products. She has a product review. That's awesome. We just did a product review. The Vajiga planter. That thing is awesome. I'm so excited. I'm going to get all my herbs planted in that, but Grayson put it together like blindfolded. It was so super easy. And we do lots of product reviews. I actually have a few other items that were from before our channel got hacked that I'll post those on Facebook and Instagram as well. We have just under 12,000 on Instagram and about 4,000 on Facebook. So yeah, so Jamie says she try to post Mondays at 3 p.m. when she used to go live. Perfect. Yeah, we decided to go ahead and do live on Wednesdays. We used to be Monday mornings. Monday mornings are hectic with our business stuff because I've got all my weekend orders that have come in and I take Sundays off. I should say I take Sundays off from my business, but that doesn't mean I take Sundays off from everything because we run a farm. I've got critters that still have to get fed. I have all that good stuff. But we do, like I said, 3 p.m. for Arizona time is what the best time was. vidIQ, if you subscribe to that, yeah. So Joe said the same thing. 3 p.m. is a great time of day to post. That was the best time it's saved for my particular videos. I mean, like I said, and we did the vidIQ, went through and had them do an analysis in that. They are awesome. They will help with titles. They'll help with thumbnails, which that's the big thing that we've learned over the years. We took our intro off. We used to do an intro, a 30-second. This is our family. This is what it is. We've noticed that the videos that we don't have an intro in, those are the ones that actually do better than the ones that did. People watch them longer if there's no intro. And we learned that. And Jamie's saying she's Eastern. So I don't know if that means it's 6 p.m. Eastern or if it's just 3 p.m. in general across the board. So yeah, Chat GPT. Yes. Yeah, we actually wrote our own chat to help us with different things with all of our businesses, with all of our Instagram posts. I'm not saying that that's all that I use because I don't. I mean, we're posting our own pictures, we're posting that, but I do write things and then put it in ChatGPT and ask for SEO suggestions. But we wrote our own chat or our own GPT that goes with each of our businesses, with each of our websites, with our Etsy page that helps us get the right keywords and that It actually helps us with buying storage units as well. You can put in photos, and I have a full listing that I put in there to ask them for specifics. Hey, this storage unit is this size and it's this many miles away. What do you see in here that I'm missing? This is what I see. And it goes through, and I have a whole questionnaire that I list for it. And it tells me, a lot of times it'll say, did you see such and such in the back corner? It's a little hard to see, but there it is. And that's approximate value is this when you're selling on Facebook Marketplace. And it's this when you're selling at new retail and whatnot. So it's really kind of cool. Okay. So SEO is search engine optimization. I have a marketing degree I got years ago. Is so changed. I will tell you that the world has changed over the 20 years since I had it. But SEO, basically, those are the key words and key phrases that search engines will look for, that's optimized to help you be found on search engines in different things. So yes, Joe, that is perfect. We do most of our videos as a fly-by-night. I don't do any scripts, but I will tell you there are certain things that you do need to know, the specific words to say, that the AI that runs Instagram and other things in YouTube will look for. And so you can put your topic in and say, hey, what are some of the keywords I need to say in this video? And then you just make sure that you do say those. So absolutely. And it will help, your videos do better. But when you're tagging your videos, when you're loading, these are all the things that I've learned over the years, which is what grew us to begin with. And so we've been back online for 5.5 weeks, and we're at 300 subscribers. It's not a lot. Don't get me wrong, but we're building. And by this time next year, we will be monetized again. And it's because I make sure that we have our keywords, and I make sure that we have all of our optimization. And yes, yeah, we use vidIQ for our specific titles. And then we also use Opus clips for shorts. And those are different things that you can use. We pay for both vidIQ and for Opus clips. And that just helps us. So basically, Opus clips is I put in our full length video, the link, and it goes through and it pulls 4 or 8 or 10 or whatever amount of shorts, and it'll give me the transcripts on it. It'll have keywords pop out, on the little video, and you download and you re-upload. And I think we pay, I want to say it's like $10 a month. I'll have to go back and look, but we use that for the shorts, and that's just super quick. I mean, I go in and it takes about 10 minutes to run it. So I'll put in 2 or 3 videos for the week. And then that way I know that I'm going to put those shorts up at 8 p.m. throughout the next week, and it points back to my video. And there's some that come out that I'm like, I didn't really like the way that came out, but it's okay because I have to get us reestablished. But yeah, having specific titles, it'll give you, if you're with the vidIQ, you can see what the title score is. So you want it in the 80s to 90s for your points of how the SEO works to go with the video. It's a whole new, can of worms to open up. But once you figure it out, it works really well. And then, like I said, then you figure out what time is the best time for your posting and that. And I do this, all of the videos, everything goes all around this business. And so, yeah, as you can tell, it's kind of a crazy looking thing. I've got rolls of bubble here, and I've got different products that we're doing. I have a whole shelf over here. I've got piles on the floor. We have 250 boxes that are shoved in my doorway right now that came on a shipping truck yesterday that I've got to put under tables so that we have them. So we're using all of that. Jamie, vidIQ, I want to say is like 30 a month. So just a heads up. So, and you can do it month by month, or you can do it for the whole year. I do know that. If you do decide to sign up, let me know, because I think there may be a way. I think there's an affiliate link for me. I don't remember for certain, but definitely let me know ahead of time if you're going to sign up, because I can always give you that if there even is one. I don't even know. It's been so long since I looked at all that kind of stuff. But they're really awesome. So, but we work all of our YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook business around. Oh, it says we work that around our regular business, and then I'm doing all the marketing and stuff for our family firearms store as well. So I go to all the chamber events. I do the radio when they do the radio stuff. And I don't say quite as much as what I do now. I kind of have a heads up of what I'm going to talk about, but we go to all the women in business, the chamber, and anything that we have a speaking thing that we do. I take care of that for our family business, for the my sister's running, and my mom is the CEO of, now that my dad passed away. So us girls kind of took over. So we're a family run women business now, which is really cool, because all of us girls have grown up in the firearm industry as it was. So we've got that. And then, like I said, my own business here. So we do about 25 shows with our business a year. I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scheduled between now and the end of May. So it's going to stay pretty busy. So during the week we're doing, and then on the weekends I do the different shows. And so, but I'm, like I said, today I have to run to Costco. Yeah, here, I'm going to post this, because you're so very true. It is hard for new channels to know what's best for their channel. Post consistently, let your channel grow first. Absolutely. And so, for us, like I said, we've been doing this a long time. It's kind of embarrassing to have to start over again. But, I know it wasn't anything that was our fault. We 100% believe that it was our adopted son who broke into it. Looked like I had not changed that password, and he knew that password, because he's made it very clear online he was going to hurt us, and then said he did. And so there were some things there that was kind of funny. But yeah, hello Carolina, kind family Homestead, it's good to see you on here. Yeah, that's been the problem, is and we did stop when our son went into a psych facility. I adopted him through foster care. He was a meth baby. He grew up with, Larry and I is a great loving family, but he did not. And he says to this day that we weren't his family, even though everything, was there. But we were very clear with him right off the bat, that we're always going to be his parents, that we chose him. And so it got really ugly, and he's posted some pretty nasty things online. But yeah, Jamie said, I don't just want to post anything. Yeah. So that's why I preset to a calendar, because we are very mishmash, pish posh, with our channel, and always have been. But we, like I said, we preset a calendar. So Monday's always recipes, no matter what. I don't post anything else. That doesn't mean that I have a recipe every Monday, but I do. That's the day I post it. Tuesday is always business when it comes to our business stuff. So it could be earrings that we're making, signs that we're making, cutting boards that I'm cutting. It may just be something that I'm out in the woodwork shop out there. But that has to do with business. It could be, setting up my an Etsy account. It could be anything, but it has to do with business. Wednesday is always going to be our homestead. That's period. That's what it is. It could be animal births. It could be Berlin feeding. It could be Grayson carrying a chicken around, for all I know, but it has to do with our homestead itself. Thursday is always our storage units. And like I said, some storage units are one video. Some of them are 2 or 3 videos. It could be me setting up our our profit margin on an Excel file and showing how we worked that. Friday is always Freeze Dry Friday. We've been doing Freeze Dry Friday for, I don't know, 8 years, 9 years. And so we're actually doing a whole bunch of new videos now. We did post a bunch of the older ones that were more popular. And then Saturday is always food preservation or canning that's not freeze dry. So it could be pressure canning, it could be water bath canning, it could be dehydrating, it could be anything like that. So that's what we try and do, just as a pattern that we follow. So I know, or, you know, I've got some people that follow us just for our storage units. They know that that video drops on Thursdays, no matter what, that's when they're going to drop. And then what we do is we take those videos and we actually drop them on our Facebook page as well. And so we've got people going back and forth, and we are monetized on Facebook. You know, we don't make a ton on Facebook. We made a lot more on YouTube than we did on Facebook, but we are monetized there too. So we drop those same videos. I don't drop every video on Facebook. I always just let people know you can go across. And then we do use ManyChat on Instagram. And what that does is if somebody puts a key, you tell them, drop a keyword, drop a, you know, let's say drop Facebook, and it'll send them a link through their DM. So we use that as well. So it's just kind of figuring out. Are you leaving?
Yep, no.
Have fun. Bye. Don't let a horse step on you. She says, I won't. So, hello. It's Rip It and So On. I like your name of your channel. That is awesome. That is way awesome. Joe said, I just did my 700th video. Congratulations. Yeah, no, we had just over 1,000 videos. And so we've been going through step by step, Larry and I have, of every old video that we had. I have 2 big hard drives full of videos. We're only doing the ones that were our biggest videos, like our freeze dry banana video. That was one of our bigger ones that we had. We dropped that and it hasn't done anything since. But we had other ones that we had some different crafts that we made on the homestead. Like we took hangers and we made snowflakes for our goats, for the goat field fencing. So because it's on a street, on a dirt road, but it's down there. So we had that one. And so those are things that we went back through. Yeah, see, Jamie's got over 500. See, so, but be consistent, Jamie. Like I said, once you get on a roll, you get on a roll. So like yesterday, we were unloading a trailer. We were going through all those kitchen boxes, and most of it was like dollar yard sale items. I did not drop a video yesterday. And that's okay. I did drop a short last night, and I actually didn't have that until last minute. I ran that real quick right at 8 o'clock because I sat down and I was like, oh, I'm tired. I don't want to do this. But again, it's that consistency. So I made sure that we did get a video in yesterday. So like I said, today is Homestead. I think there's a video dropping of Berlin. It was a cut of another video that we'd already done of him feeding. I think the goats were out. I don't remember now. I try and book our videos at least a couple weeks ahead of time so that I know that all my SEO, all my keywords, all my titles are all ready and done, and thumbnails are done. Every once in a while I'll drop a video and forget to do a thumbnail, and I'll go back and I'm like, oh man. And that's okay. So yeah, so watch this, because like I said, Joe's got 700 videos, you guys. That is, I'm telling you, this is what you just need to do. It's that consistency. So like I said, so what was it? It was let me think about this. Very last week of February is when we were hacked. And so we started back up that week, in February, and now we're the first week. We're just starting the second week of April, and we've hit 300 subscribers. And we had a video every Monday through Saturday, every day in March. We posted a video, and like I said, a lot of it was some of the older. Yeah, schedule ahead of time. That's the big one. If you don't schedule ahead of time, then you're rushing. And like this morning, my camera wasn't registering, and I was a crazy rush just to get this live going. And that's not what I want to do. That's not the kind of person I am when it comes to this. So I always try and make sure that we've got step by step. ahead of time, so I don't feel like my ADHD is out of control when it comes to the videos. So like I'm looking back here and I've got all these different April ones, and I've got listings. So I want to do a making of our shampoo bars this next week. I've got a hand painted sign scheduled out on the 21st. I mean, so I've got stuff scheduled way ahead. We've got the next 3 weeks I have written in my calendar for the storage units that we did for the 9th, which is tomorrow. That's going to be the first one, and then the 16th and 23rd. So my goal is I need to make sure that I have enough content for upcoming weeks. We've got a whole bag full of jalapenos in the other room. We're going to do a cowboy candy video of canning, and so that'll either be under, I guess it'll be under our Saturday because that's food preservation. So I'll have to definitely do that. Leonard Mountain Homestead, it's so good to see you. Welcome. Okay, this is a great question, because I just read an article. I think it was a vidIQ article yesterday. I was sitting in the car waiting for Grayson to get something, and I was sitting scrolling, and I came across this. And yes, my recommendation is 30 minutes. That doesn't mean that I'd even do that. I have most of ours average 15. But yes, that is what vidIQ was recommending, was the 30-minute, the short videos. Even though they get watched, they don't always get watched to the fully, because people are like, oh, it's already done. It's done in 10 minutes. It's done in 5 minutes. When you have the longer videos, even though they state that, and you're saying 8 minutes or longer. And the reason you want to do 8 minutes, and this is why YouTube says this, is after 8 minutes, they can put a commercial in the middle. They can put an ad in the middle of that's for them. That's not for you. They want you to do that 8 minutes. It's so good to see you. Enjoy the rest of your day. But this is a YouTube suggestion because of the way their advertising works. And that's what I learned. Yeah. Anything over 8 minutes is a premiere is good. See, and I don't do the premieres. I never have, I never will, because, to me, my followers are going to follow me no matter what time we set it. Yeah. Longer videos, because I hate stopping when I'm doing every few minutes to find another video. Yes. See, and welcome, Amanda. I didn't see you come in here. And that's exactly it too. They do the longer videos, but when it comes right down to it, when you do the numbers on it for what YouTube, the desire for people, what vidIQ is saying, and what YouTube was saying, you want to average 15 to 30 minutes, period. The 8 minutes. Oh, Jamie, you sure could. If I could talk that long, you could talk that long. But yeah, no. So they say 15 to 30 minutes. 8 minutes is where they can drop that ad in the middle. And so that's where YouTube says, oh, we want you to do that. So I totally get what they're saying. Now for us, we do a lot of longer, especially with the storage units. Those are averaging 30 to 60 minutes. And if it's longer than 60, we cut it in half. And that's what we've been doing. And we do it on 2 different days if we do that. When you get monetized, yeah, definitely. You do like those ads being played if you're monetized. I hate ads. I mean, that's just me. I hate the ads playing in the middle of videos, but that's just part of it. So, but you can definitely do, I mean, we've done videos where I've done, making goat milk soap, and I can pull that out for 45 minutes. And when I do classes, because I do quite a few classes that we videoed online and we put them online. And so those I can go for 60 minutes or more on the specific classes. But definitely look at that, you guys. Amanda's saying she's still not monetized. I'm working on it. Amanda, I'm writing your channel down because I don't know if we've refollowed you. I've got to check that when I get out of here. Like I said, we're refinding all of the amazing channels that hold on, I can't write and talk at the same time. All right. I'm going to make sure I'm following you. Yeah, I shut the ads off for live streams. I'm pretty sure I did with this. I don't know for certain if I did or not. Yeah, I don't care for ads in live streams either. Until we're done with the live stream and they're re-recorded on and you can re-watch them, and then I monetize. And that's how it used to be. Like I said, we're working on getting remonetized at this point. I've got a long way to go on my watch hours, which is fine. I'll get there. Like I said, it's just gonna take some time. I asked you about shampoo bars a while back. Again, my life has been crazy over the last couple months because we lost our channel and I'm starting over. So I don't even, yeah, and leave a comment on the live, after the live. Absolutely. So make sure you do your thumbs up down below, you guys, because that does help the algorithm with us. It helps with everybody. When I'm working in my studio, I'm actually playing videos, and I have always done that throughout. I forget a lot of times to leave comments, but I always, when I go into a video of somebody's, I always leave a thumbs up, just walking in the door, and then I let it play. We've done that for years and years, Larry, and I've always done that because I've got things, I either put it on the big TV because I have a big TV on this side, or I've got my computer. I know we have, like I said, it's been a crazy journey. We're actually going to be doing a video coming up on making shampoo bars because we're going to be doing it in our studio. We've got a new shampoo bar press that we just got in. I've been using it in my hair. It looks fabulous. It's kind of crazy today. But yeah, seeds planted James contribute. Perfect. That's awesome. Grayson just got a hydroponics. It was been a couple weeks now. We haven't got to it, but we're going to be doing a planting session on that. We can't plant our tomatoes where we're at until everybody says Mother's Day. I don't even do it till June 1st and plant them outside. So we'll be getting those going here pretty quick so that they're sprouted and ready to go outside as soon as it's time. But we've got a hydroponics system that Grayson just got for seeding. And she's going to set that up. It's sitting on my kitchen counter and has been for 2 weeks now. So we've got some work to do. But you guys, like I said, make sure you follow everybody that's in our chat. There's C5U in here. Next week, we'll be doing some giveaways again. Yeah, so like I said, we're getting ready for shows. Watch for our videos. We appreciate every one of you. God bless you guys, and we will see you guys next week. Bye for now.